Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Becker, and I'm so thankful that Linda has nominated Deb Teubert for a Game Changer Award. Deb is joining me today to talk more about the unique things that she does to help animals stay healthy, but also regain health, wellness, and heal. So, congratulations, Deb, on your Game Changer Award, and thank you for spending a few minutes with me today.
Thank you. I'm very honored to be here.
So, I know what you do and why you do it, but for our listeners and readers and people who are maybe this is their first podcast or are not familiar, they're not your clients, not familiar with what you do. Walk us through how you, first of all, how you started working with animals and then how you started adding modalities in for the work that you're doing.
Okay. Yeah. I've always had a special connection with animals, and I think that probably a lot of people can say that. And but never really knew what I knew there was something I wanted to do with that for my livelihood. But along in the late 1990s, a cat came along, and it was a Siamese blend cat rescue that came into my life. Excuse me, and her name was Simmy, and she had health issues and or things going on, and she ended up with a bout of pancreatitis. And the recommendation from my current vet was to put her out of her misery, to euthanize her. And there was something that just told me that she had more life to give. And so I started researching, and back in those days we didn't have the internet, so I actually went to the library and went and came across multiple books about not exactly about pancreatitis, about whole food nutrition and how you can cook for your cats or put together diets for your cats, the raw food industry, and which wasn't well known at all at that time. Came across the book by Richard Pitcairn, and that was the game changer. Started putting together diets for her, and that was the beginning of my journey, as I say, towards what I am doing now. And then we moved up to central Wisconsin, and I came across an animal communicator who was bringing in a woman that from England, Niana Murray. She offers certifications for essential oils. She calls it animal psychoaromatica, or APA. That was my first certification, how to properly use and offer essential oils to animals, and not necessarily apply them, but how they work. And that opened up another whole world for me. And then there's been classes in acupressure through Tallgrass Animal Institute, and homeopathy classes and herbal classes. And most recently, last year, I completed a certification from Dr. Ruth Roberts for a pet health functional medicine coach for cats and dogs. And that has kind of brought me all full circle.
Yeah, for sure. And so I'm sure people hear about you through word of mouth and I think oftentimes more open-minded or integrative focused humans, we find a way of finding each other. But
Yeah.
Do you have, in the last 10 years, I feel like it has gone from conventional medicine and then everything else. There's been a little bit of softening or slightly more open-mindedness. When you moved to Wisconsin, what's the barometer of other health and wellness professionals for dogs and cats in your area? Do you have a good working relationship, really no relationship, or really you could be rural enough that there's not a whole lot of dog or cat vets around you as well?
That's yes. There you have it. There is only one vet in my county. I do have a good, but I do get referrals. We of course cross paths. I found a veterinarian who was traditional Chinese medicine based, and actually I call myself a traditional Chinese medicine based practitioner because of my classes through Tallgrass Animal Institute. So she sends me referrals. I do get referrals. The local vets all know me. They all know who I am. Some say it's hogwash. Some are okay with it. Some, of course, the one that's Chinese medicine based, she supports me wholeheartedly, 100%. So it's all the whole gamut. And however, because of I have undergrad degree in clinical lab science, and I know lab values and understand lab values really well, that I can talk with veterinarians, I feel, at their level, and that gives me credibility with them. So I'm not so woo-woo as a lot of people would like to say.
Yeah. Yes. I understand. I'm also in the woo camp. So I just embrace the woo, there's
Me
right.
too. Me too. I'm like, yeah, it's all good,
Just
and
call me what you want. As long as the animal gets better, everyone, doesn't matter what you call me. Right.
Yeah. And I do have clients that say, I don't understand what you do, but,
Right.
And even my husband will say, I don't really understand what you do, but, but they're getting better. And so that's all that matters to me. Some don't even really care
Right.
what, just tell me what to do. And so.
And I really love that mindset for people that are like, listen, I'm here because we're agreeing that we're going to focus our healing intentions on our animal, on my animal. And they don't need to know the details, but they also are all in. It's just such a refreshing, wonderful, clean, and easy way to help those animals recover, because it's not, there's not so much tension and doubt and anxiety. Everyone just wants the animal to get better as quickly as possible. That is a refreshing mindset that I do think is happening more frequently now. And that is quite refreshing, especially because you and I have been in this for so long. It's nice to see people letting their guard down and saying, I don't really have to know all the details. Let's just get it done. And that's nice.
Yeah. I would, my personal clientele base, and maybe it's how what I actually energetically am drawing in now too from the universe but they're very much more, there's no proving myself or saying, it's just, they're already open-minded, whatever you say, whatever you think is going to be the best. And they also understand the healing aspect and, not suppression aspect, and that this is a slower process and all of that. And that's very refreshing. And you're right. It is super nice.
It's especially because we're older now. And the first 20 years crawling up that hill, I don't have the energy I did 20 years ago. So, but thankfully evolution has occurred since then, and we don't have to justify absolutely everything. So it's a nice place to be, where we can all just focus on healing and not have to worry about all of the variables. It's quite wonderful. So you see a lot of animals, a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different chronically ill animals. I don't want to assume that your practice is not made up of entirely healthy animals. People usually seek out our services when their animals are unwell and that other practitioners have not had success with. What do you love most about the work that you're doing with these chronically ill animals?
I think I think that I can empower them to walk down a different alley and help, that I can give them the strength to do that. And even, because sometimes the dog or the cat is so, so bad, and I don't want to say bad, but so chronically ill, put it that way, that to help, hold their hand as they walk through a different alley that maybe be down a different road, or wherever you want to look at it, that maybe would not be supported by the conventional community, and to help them be an advocate for their dog as they're doing that, and to ask the right questions, and to help them maybe get off, help them ask the right questions to help to decrease or stop a prescription medication. So that's what I love, the empowering, the educating, the helping them look through a different avenue for flea and tick medications, a different diet, a whole food nutrition diet, and a less vaccinations, and all of those questions that they may not have ever even considered because they didn't know who to ask.
Yep.
So it's the empowerment.
It is, I think that is the piece for me as well, that we literally can watch our clients, their education level evolve, and out of the evolution comes more confidence in advocating for their own animals. And it is incredibly rewarding to see people go from fear to empowerment, or from confusion to clarity. It's quite rewarding.
Yeah, it's very rewarding. And to not panic when something maybe goes a little awry over a weekend, and that they feel they don't have to dash off to the emergency clinic, and they know, they have the tools to know what to do. And, early on in my practice, it was like, I don't know what I'm going to do if that dog gets better, because I don't have very many clients. But now you're like, you want the dog to have vitality because it's so rewarding. I mean, not that I didn't put that the right way, but it's just so rewarding, and it's so rewarding to see them, and if that when they get puppies, that they start with a whole food nutrition diet and less flea and tick medications, and that whole circle is and because because I helped empower them and know that maybe there's a different way. There's a different way to raise their cat or their dog.
Yeah. I think that's the one piece that as practitioners, our clients will never get to see, is the vast difference between a more naturally raised animal and a conventionally raised animals. And unless you've done both, many people don't necessarily see what a gift empowered guardians make by making wise decisions, usually through painful history. But as they have evolved to gain the knowledge they need to make better decisions, their animals are sequentially significantly healthier. But I'm not sure that our clients can see their own growth, but we can. And there again, that's that fuel that feeds our souls, because those animals will not just be potentially have the option to have longer lifespans, they're going to be healthier in their bodies as they're going through life. And it's such a gift to be able to partner with people who are intentionally focusing on that.
Yeah. More vitality, less chronic issues,
Yes.
not really. The torn not the torn CCLs, and, so many autoimmune and, allergies.
Allergies. Yes, exactly. That alone. Yes. So true. So you've been, I don't want to say in the trenches, but you've been doing this a long time.
About 20 years. Yeah.
How many years?
About 20.
Yeah.
About years now. Yeah. I mean, I've actually been doing it full time for about 15, but there was the part-time while I was transitioning out of my other job, and gosh, can I really do this as a full-time living and all of that. So, but yeah, it's been about 20 years. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you reflect on those 20 years, if you could tell the world one thing, or share with the world one thing, what would it be?
That's a tough. I was thinking about that question, and it's so many things came into, my different thoughts about that. But I think the one thing would be that in order to have true vitality for us and our four-legged family members, there has to be spiritual, emotional, physical, and mental health. All of those to be vital. And it's not a pie in the sky. It's not difficult to achieve that, or as difficult as one would think that it would be. But the one thing that can support that is whole health or whole food nutrition, which supports the gut microbiome, the healthy bacteria, and that alone feeds, all four aspects of all those four aspects, and contributes to a vital, or I like to call them four-legged family members.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Those are good words of wisdom that all of us that resonates with all of us that understand the depth and breadth of the impact of food, nourishing our psyche, our well-being, our emotional, mental, all health in all ways.
yes,
But
exactly.
certainly because food is energy, good food is better energy. And having practitioners like yourself help spread that message and literally partner with confused, fearful clients, misinformed, and also just plain skeptical. Sometimes they just are at the end of the rope and nothing has worked. Being able to give light and hope to people who don't have any is wonderful. I'm so thankful that the wonderful Linda, who is a mutual client of ours, an old client of mine, took the time to nominate you, because it's a wonderful way to help everyone realize that there are many different avenues and ways of healing and recovery and hope. And that if you don't have it, you can keep looking, because there are other practitioners available to everyone to be able to see disease, recovery, illness, and health in a different light.
Right. Yes. Thank you. And with the advent of Zoom, I do Zoom clients now too. So it doesn't always have to be someone that's local, which is,
Right.
so incredible.
Even better. Yes.
Yeah.
So thankfully, with the benefit of technology, tell us, Deb, if people wanted to learn more about what you do or get a hold of you, where would they go?
My website, which is being revamped, debswhisperingtales.com, but it does have all my contact information on there. And Dutch says the basic modalities that I do, and working on getting that redone. But that would be the place for contact info.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again for taking time to talk with me today.
So honored.
Congratulations on your Game Changer Award.
Thank you.